mean, clearly you did work, my dude. Right? You did work, which is great to see. I need to get assists from buffing, so I'm gonna buff all the things there. You did, man. Not a bad game at all. Why am I not able to break the camera free? There it is. Oh, yeah, she could definitely be a clan battleship. I agree with you there. 100%. Unlike most who try, Gaelic did not fail. Well, that is true. Yeah, exactly right, Nifty. If that was your first game, look forward to seeing more. Right, seriously. You're welcome, Gaelic. Cheers, and thank you again for all the subs. I really appreciate all the gifted subs, too, man. You are an amazing human being, so seriously, thank you. This was a tough match. Now, Adam is Angry Widow Man. Let's see what happens. And Stevie has given up on food, I guess, and he's coming back to his bed. I got friends in low places. Yeah, it's another good one. Gaelic, no worries, dude. As you know, I'm trying to get a variety showing, rotate through people and all that good stuff. Thought I was low as up. Thank you. Thank you, Crimson. Adam says, my Sherman kind of sucked if I remember correctly. Oh, okay. I mean, dude, you're in a random battle. I mean, that's just par for the course, right? You're keeping me grounded. Well, thank you, Crimson. Well, thank you, Gaelic. I'm glad you enjoy people's replays. Frankly, I do too, and it's really interesting. If I can take a moment and just be, just share some real talk with you guys. There's a number of content creators in wargaming, some of which are CCs, community contributors, who are frankly getting burnt out with the game. And I'm kind of fortunate in that because my content is replays, I don't really feel burnt out, you know? A lot of other content creators, they go and they start streaming the game, and it's like them playing, and they're like, I'm not having fun, I'm going to go change to this game instead. I don't have that problem because you guys supply me with replays, and I look at them and give you feedback, and we all help each other grow. So, I guess I have a little bit of insulation to that, which is fantastic. It's always a privilege to have one of your own shown. Damn right, dude. Once upon a time, I was there in Gaelic, submitting replays to YouTubers. Most prominently was iChase for me. And having my replays featured on YouTube made me feel so special. So I completely get it. That's blasphemous, says Duckman. Cthulhu says he's so low he could put on a tall silk hat and walk under a duck. Oof, ouch. Sub spotted all the way out there. What is going on with your sub? Your sub is pushing that flank for no good reason. He's gonna get killed by the daring because of that. Oh well. So let's look at the situation on the minimap. The sub wants to be subtracted, lol. If you look at this, the enemy is pushing up the 9-10 line, right? There's a Marceau, Daring, and a sub coming up the 910 line, your sub is pretty much dead. I mean, whether he's dead now or dead in 2 minutes, it doesn't really matter. He's just effing dead, right? You can pop your plane up there, sure, and try to get a hit on him. But the key is, at this point, I'm going to pause it for a second because I really do think this is a decision point for Adam the Great. His decision is, do I curl in? Do I head west with my teammates there? Or do I head northeast and try to kite away and draw enemy forces to me? Personally, I would head northeast. I'd head to the A10 and try to get them to follow me. I try to get them to chase me. Now let's see what you do here. And the reason for that is simple. You've got so many friends that you're going to see over here. I don't know that you're going to get any real benefit out of moving this way. That being said, you're lining up a shot on a Moskva, but he's not fully broadside to you, so... And you're deciding to push. Okay. You're gonna push. I no fortunate son. Love this song. When I teach U.S. history, I play this song, and we look at the lyrics and we try to understand what the lyrics are, what they mean for the era and stuff like that. You were worried you were going to lose A. Well, you're currently losing A, but you've got a Summers, North Carolina over there, so you'd hope that that means that they're going to at least get in the cap. So you felt like you had to take C. Okay, you got Hydro going now. There's a Daring in the area, and the Sub, and the Marceau. Of those three, threat-wise, I'd rate it at Daring, then Sub, then Marceau. You don't want to be chased by destroyers and subs so much. So the reason I bring that up is because if you're chased, if you think about it, you're taking their assets out of the fight. So that was my thinking behind the idea of going to A10. Okay, the sub is in the channel. Now, you saw the ping, so you can guesstimate. There you go. Good guesstimates there. It is a song that's railing against class privilege, absolutely. For those guys who don't understand the song, when he's talking about Fortunate Son, and he says, I'm not a millionaire's son, that's because a lot of people got out of the draft in the Vietnam War by sending their kids to college, which was really expensive at the time. Or you could get out of the draft if a politician requested it, essentially. So that's the part where he says, I ain't no senator's son. And you get the idea of how politics builds the gap between rich and poor in the 70s. I love that song. You okay? Thank you very much for the follow. If you had bone spurs, yeah. If you had certain disabilities that would keep you from serving, absolutely right. Marceau, there he goes. You did 2S deferment, but it was because you were smart. We got no money. All right. My Duckman, my dad actually got drafted, but he was in the early draft, so he got drafted. Showed up on base, and he showed up a week early. 100K 8 minutes in isn't bad. That's true. So my dad showed up early, so what they did was, you know, the Army, they always find a place for you. A student deferment. Gotcha. So my dad was basically given command level training, and he was trained to become a platoon sergeant or something along those lines, because he basically had an extra week before his particular group was supposed to begin basic training, however you want to call it. And my dad was very fortunate because he was sent to Korea because the fear was that the North Koreans would do something. And they didn't. So he just basically spent his whole tour of duty, or tours of duty, I don't remember if it was one or multiple, but he spent that time in Korea. Oh, this stupid sub coming up surface to you is fantastic for you, because he just gets to eat all of your secondaries plus the depth charges. I said chronic hangovers. Gaelic, I didn't realize that you were British. I apologize if that's the case, that I didn't know. Nice kill right there. Give that sub what he deserves. All the shells. Let it go. I don't know much about that, so I don't really want to comment on that, on what you said there. You're Scottish! Ah, okay. Okay. So your dad was one of the last ones at the UK to be drafted before they stopped the draft. Gotcha. Well, you did win A, yeah. That's why you bailed on the initial push to C, because they got A? Ah, there's the sub. Now, fortunately, he's in front of a Forrest Sherman, so you'd hope that the Forrest Sherman can finish him off. Ah, he went into the RAF. Nice. I had a great uncle that was in the U.S. Army Air Corps. And I had another great uncle who was in the U.S. Army. I actually haven't told this story much to many people. But my great uncle that was in the Army Air Corps died in a training accident in the UK. He was in, I think it was, my parents told me it was a B-17. And the B-17 encountered engine failure as they were training for paradropping. And story goes that my great uncle was the last to bail out because he was the commander of that flight. So, as a result, he bailed out after everybody else bailed out. He's the only one that didn't survive the bailout because the B-17 that he was in, you're going to get out of this cap. Yep. The B-17 he was in basically lost too much altitude and his parachute didn't open in time, essentially. And so he passed away as a result. In somewhere in England. And then my other great uncle died of all things in a motorcycle accident. I don't know if he had been drinking or not. I don't remember that exact story. I just know he was in a motorcycle accident, and he's one of the sadly high numbers of non-combat casualties from World War II. Your dad was a Navy corpsman attached to the Marines. Okay. A good reason not to study pre-med. Ah, you've got Luyens in this ship. Okay, you're going for secondaries. Nice, nice, nice. Daemonus. Yamagiri replay? We'll see if I have time. Yeah, you're just farming. Well, yeah, I mean, so the key thing for this particular battle is that your team pushed through A and managed to secure that flank. So your flank was, you could afford to be kind of standoffish and, you know, take your time. You're trying to make the match last longer. There you go. Australian Army had more deaths in Vietnam from car crashes back home than in the field. That sounds about right, Cthulhu. Propeller monument where a school was that a plane crashed into, that an allied plane fell. Oh wow, St. Anne's, okay. Ow, big hit there. Vermont's final shot did a lot of damage to you. Late war and the A-bomb stopped his unit from deploying. Gotcha. Alright, now it's just the sub, the U-190 someplace. He was last seen heading south. Where is he? Is the question. Okay. Well, chat, as always, I need your thoughts on this. Oh, there he is. What do you think? Is this this particular replay YouTube worthy? Is this helpful? Are there things that we can learn from this particular replay? What's up, semi-artistic?